Hi, I'm James Santa. I'm the managing editor at Banker and Tradesman. I'm here at the Boston Foundation today with Luc Schuster to go over the brand new Greater Boston Housing Report Card.
Was the cost of just that entry-level home in Greater Boston over the last 4 years, from 2021 to 2025, has increased by more than $1,600 a month. So the monthly carrying cost of an entry-level home in 2025 is almost $4,200 a month. So a huge squeeze. And so the next thing we look at is how many renter households in Greater Boston can actually afford that level of monthly cost. And we find it's basically been cut in half in just 4 years.
Yeah, and income that you'd need to afford a home in that sort of bottom third of the market went up by something like $60,000.
Basically, as of 2025, we estimate only around 110,000 renter households region-wide could reasonably afford that entry-level home ownership price. And for black families, as one really shocking example, there's basically only around 8,000 black renter families in the entire region who could afford that level.
Wow. You said over the last 5 years, you found that we've built something like sort of 90,000 some odd units, and if we kept at that pace, it would help meet the 2035 goal that the governor has set. But I mean, those were built, those were permitted in kind of exceptional circumstances, no?
100%.
Yeah.
So most of the 98,000 units that came online in the last 5 years came online in 2023, 2024, early 2025. And just like you said, most of those, especially for large multifamily projects, were almost certainly permitted during the much lower interest rate environment of the 2021, 2022 period. So you might think of that 98,000 that we've built in 5 years, or 20,000 a year roughly, as sort of the best case scenario of what we were able to do. If we could do 20,000 a year for the next 10 years, that would get us to 200,000, which is close to that 220 goal. But I think what you're pointing out is it might not be realistic to think that that's likely to continue because of the broader macroeconomic headwinds that we're facing. And I think there's real reason to worry for that reason.
Yeah, sort of absent other work to bring costs down.
Well, that's right. And so what drives this activity at the local level is a combination of local policy in terms of what's allowed to get built through the local zoning rules, through other things like permitting processes, that combined with the broader macroeconomic trends. And so it's hard for us at the local level to do much to shift the macroeconomic trends, but there's a lot within our control to loosen up the local rules, and that's the most promising place for us to focus our energy in the coming years.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, James.